Alright, so hopefully this will make sense to everybody. Basically what's going to happen is we're going to do our tie off for our decorative wrap. And my goal, can't start over here on the real seat because you're going to end up cutting some of this off. I'm probably going to lose about half of this diamond, which I'm okay with. Pretty much I'm going to go from here all the way up to the real seat, and we're going to do this on this side, and then we'll do it on the other side as well. But I just wanted to show this part to everybody and go from there. Hopefully it shows up pretty well. I am using D-size thread to help hold this down. And all I do is a couple wraps around to help secure everything. Don't worry about it being pretty because it may or may not shift on you, but we'll find out here in a sec. I'm just keeping pressure on the line. And we're good. I usually try to keep the spool tension on the lathe itself pretty tight. That way, when I go to start undoing this, nothing unravels. We can go ahead and cut this little tag end off. This is why I have a lot of black. Most of my tie-offs, at least for now, have been black. I haven't really tried another color. I've thought about it, but you can really use any color you want. It doesn't have to be black. It can be pink. It can be purple. It really doesn't matter what the tie-off color is. I just go with black because the colors aren't going to fade through. Oops. And colors aren't going to fade through as easily. And that's the other thing you want to watch, is to make sure that your line doesn't keep jumping over like it's doing. I can go fast, slow, and different. I'm just kind of taking my time with this because it's wanting to jump a little. So we'll keep going round and round. This is the boring part. But yeah, just make sure you got a sharp blade. Oops. Nice and ready. And once the purple disappears is when I'll start cutting. And all this does is just help hold the decorative wrap, the ends of it, and prevents it from basically fluffing and falling off, and basically hours of work being just gone. I've had it happen once. I didn't have something tied down quite right, and needless to say, I didn't work on another fishing rod for about a week. I was that upset. So, needless to say, when it comes to this part, you want to be a little meticulous about it. You want to make sure everything's set and ready. You can pack it with your fingernail. As tight as I'm packing this, it's really not going to matter too much. As tight as this line is, I mean, I could even go half turn more. The other thing you want to be careful of, one thing I sort of noticed earlier, was if it's too tight, the spool's not going to be able to move, and you're going to start fraying your line. So it's really finding a balance of being tight and loose, and making sure that you have a decent amount of tension on it, but not enough to where it's fraying the line, and not loose enough to where you're just putting line down, and then when you go to tie it off, it just fluffs and you're back to square one. So with that being said, we're ready to start cutting. Like I said, make sure you got a sharp blade. I think I might need to actually replace this one, but basically what you want to do is keep your tension exactly how it is, and if anything, keep turning the rod, and then just very carefully if you can, slip underneath without tearing your wrap up for your reel seat. Sorry the lighting's not the greatest. Wish I had slightly better lighting, but I'm not gonna complain. Just very carefully work your knife in, trying not to cut yourself. You should probably go the other way. Let me go get my scissors. Alright, I got one more fresh blade and a pair of scissors. I have seen you can use fabric scissors. Really anything with a needle point on it will work too. Mudhole sells those. I have a pair, I just don't know where it's at. Okay, that part's good. So let's take this, slowly take this off in case I got a line that's still attached. But anyway, so I'm getting ready to tie this side off, and just use a piece of string. Make sure you are going toward the end that is already tied. Trust me, I found out a couple times, if you go the other way with the loop, if the loop's on this side and your tie off's over here, it's just going to fluff and you're going to have problems. But if you put the loop on this side toward your wrap, it'll be nice and tight. So and then you just kind of eyeball it whenever you're done wrapping, just tie it off and that'll be it. I'll tie it there. Cut. The goal is to get the whole string through the loop, not part of it. There we go. What I like to do after I tie it off is pack everything, make sure it's nice and tight. It's easier to do with the tag end still on it than it is when you go to cut it, because when you cut it, you want to cut it flush. So there you go. Guys, the decorative wrap's done. Pretty impressed with how it turns out. The tape's not going to stay on there, it's going to come off. I just left it on there in case I bumped any of the threads on here and the reel seat would move and whatnot, which it hasn't. So that's coming off. And if anybody's got any questions, just let me know. Shoot me a message or comment, and we'll go from there. So I enjoy it. This is something that I got into about 4 years ago, and I've enjoyed every minute of it since. So it's a labor of love. It's nice being able to work on your own fishing rods and actually build your own fishing rods too. So if anybody's got any questions, let me know, and next one will be on guides, and we'll go from there. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching.